The war against terror in Nigeria, specifically the fight against Boko Haram, has seen growing success after the previous years of setbacks. The Nigerian military, with support from regional forces, has made gains against the group that has reclaimed territory that had been under their control. TVC News Babajide Kolade-Otitoju visited Maiduguri, Borno State, where he spent time with the Nigerian military forces and had an exclusive chat with the ongoing theater commander of Operation Hadin, that's Major General Chris Musa, on the tremendous progress in the war against terror and how Nigerian troops have rendered Boko Haram powerless to carry out attacks like it used to.
Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, please sit down.
Closer to our family.
I was there 10 years ago as a colonel.
Yeah. At least you go and
Yes.
part of knowledge.
Yes, now is to go and reform the infantry now so that, because basically it's infantry that is doing most of the fight. So.
Yes, it's good to know that you are living in this place at a time of verifiable progress.
Never.
And, we have rest of mind that we didn't have before. We have at this time. And as I always say, if progress is being made, you can't be reporting setbacks.
Setback, no, definitely.
You know,
Yes.
it is what is happening that you report.
Is true. You know, like we always tell people, asymmetric warfare, don't allow it start. It's not like a switch where you say today it starts, tomorrow it's off. No, because you are dealing with ideology. Yes. I know you can't read the human's heart. You know, the Bible said it now. The human heart is dangerous.
Yes.
The human heart is very, very dangerous. You can't predict it. You will see the person, you don't know what is in his mind. So that's why it is anywhere in the world that there's asymmetric warfare, it's always a very dangerous.
Yes.
So the idea is don't allow it start.
So much has happened. When you came in, the surrendering started July 2021 to December 2021, and we had about 20-something thousand that surrendered. But last year, 2022, throughout from January to today, we had over 55,000 that surrendered. And so now we're moving towards 84,000 in general. Out of that number, over 40,000 are children, 42,000 to be precise. And like we said, that what the terrorists were trying to do, they were trying to build a generation of fighters, of terrorists, which is dangerous. For us, they will have been more vicious than their fathers because they will have grown up in an atmosphere of an environment of violence, and then they wouldn't know what it is to be compassionate. But we're happy they're out, and so many of them are coming out. So far, the Northeast is very, very peaceful. I think we're really very encouraged with what's happening. And it's due to a combined effort of everybody. It's not only the military. Because what we realize is that what will bring this to a total end is both the kinetic and the non-kinetic. The non-kinetic plays about 25%, 75% of it is the non-kinetic aspect of it. And that's why I think we're getting also a lot of support from the state government, from the locals, because actually the terrorists survive within the locals. If the locals are with them, because if you see with this fight, is the fight of the hearts and mind of the communities. If the communities are with the terrorists, they will prosper. If they are with the military, then it will curtail what they can do. And so we're happy that the community, the locals are really, really giving us the best of support now. And that has actually assisted us. So we are in tune with the federal government, with the state government, with the local government, with the communities, with the opinion leaders. We have the ulamas, the imams, the pastors, the motor parks, the markets, anything that is happening anywhere within this area, we know. They give us information, and we have ability with the equipment that we got. We have ability to respond. If it is far away, the aircrafts, the air component to respond. Now the Navy too is coming on stream. The AMA is doing so well. They're opening the waterways, and very soon we'll be able, because I think that's one other aspect that is remaining for us to block. That's why we'll still be able to move in some few items from the other countries into Nigeria. The strategies we've adopted is strangulation of their logistics. So far, we've picked over 2,000 of logisticians. Those are the ones that are actually making them survive. It is the assistance they get from these people so we have also adopted measures to take them out of the system. And by so doing, we have denied them fuel, denied them ammunition, equipment, reinforcements, apart from the ones they get from outside the borders. Then our operations, the Operation Desert Sanity was very successful. We did it combinedly with Operation Lake Sanity with the multinational joint task force. We work very, very closely. As you are aware, the first commander is a Nigerian. He was the Sector 1 commander here, Major General Khalifa Ibrahim, who is doing also a very fantastic job in the multinational joint task force. So we worked actually closely. So we have very good working relationship with the Cameroonians, with the Chadians, and with the Nigerians. And that has actually made us work. We use our platforms very well, both air, ground, and sea. So I think generally that's what has assisted us in achieving what we have. The Northeast is really very well. So now we're working towards the elections and the census that will be coming next. The elections particularly, because we know how important it is. So we give the civil police, which is the lead agency, all the support they require. We have been working together right from last year, discussing with them on how best to support them, including INEC. So I think that and we assure everyone that will ensure that the elections goes peacefully.
It was said that a lot more of the enemies of the enemy would have loved to leave the Tumbus and come and surrender, but that they find it difficult as much as they would like to surrender. That it's actually easier for the ISWAP to police their own people in the Lake Chad Islands. So more and more of them find it difficult to come and surrender. What is the situation?
Well, I think what is happening now is that again we have divine intervention, because as it is, as we speak, the ISWAP are having infighting. Yes. The Shekau boys are having infighting, and they in between them, they are also fighting. So we have that is ongoing. This year the floods was much, so that also displaced a lot of them that they had to come out. So there were multiple of things that actually went against them that is actually making it easier. Then the Super Tucanos, the air components also doing their job, and then the ground force. For the first time, our operation during rainy season, normally during rainy season, the operations used to go very low. But this time around, we changed our strategies. We went on foot during the rainy season. So we were able to enter and surprise them because they felt that was the safest period for them. We never gave them any respite, so we took them out. Regards to surrendering, so many of them want to come out. Now, what the commanders are doing, before now they used to give them weapons to keep so that they can go for operations. But now, because when they give them these weapons, the people just quickly run out to come and surrender. The state government have made it possible that if you surrender an AK-47, you are given 200,000. There are monetary gains if you do that. So the boys are tired, and they are still discussing with their friends that have surrendered, and they have seen that they are living very well. They are well catered for. You know, they are taking care of their medicals and all this thing. So a lot of them are eager to come out. Now, what is happening now is that their commanders, seeing that they are losing men, they've decided to seize all the weapons to keep. It's only when they want to go out, they go out with them, and once they are back, they collect. Now we have also followed them. Now they have formed checkpoints where they stop them from going out so that they don't surrender. And that's why you see those. So some of them that are smart, they hide the weapons, come out plainly, then tell us where the weapons are, we'll go back and pick them up. So that's ongoing. Now, some of them are still not sure because the commanders have blocked coming into Nigeria because they think they are coming out. So what they do is now they surrender to Cameroon, Chad, or Niger. Then we'll go back later and go and retrieve them and bring them back in. So all these steps are being taken, and we're doing it. And I can tell you, we are getting reports from those of them that surrendered. They are happier, and they have now understood. In fact, you hear them telling you that they were deceived. That now they now understand that, look, they were all telling them lies. The commanders are the ones making money. They are getting support from they're getting foreign support from countries that don't like us. They're getting from some locals that we're trying to also block so that we make sure they don't get. The main ones are, look, there was a time the troops went for an operation to a location. We found the families. They were digging ant hill. What did they want? They were trying to look for grains that the ant eat to do to eat. To tell you how bad it was. So they're really, really tired, and I think they've realized that they were being lied to, and so a lot of them are coming out, and a lot more are coming out. On the general time, I think it was fantastic because I had the fullest of support from starting from the president, the minister of defense, the chief of defense staff who was here before, yes. Then the service chiefs, all of them, the three of them, the chief of army staff, chief of naval staff, chief of air staff. They've been here consistently. Anything that we needed that they could give or provide, they provided. And they gave us that environment to operate. We were never under pressure. You know, they gave us, we had this thing they call command function, where they give you the task, do this. But how you do it is left to you as a commander. And I think that assisted us greatly. It made it a lot easier for us to exercise our command.
T-72 Russian tanks were being
yes.
Being prepared for battle after such a long time,
yeah.
Using them. Are they now being used?
One of the mistakes we made earlier was making our troops to depend on the use of tanks before they are able to move. We told them that, look, first and foremost, you are better trained than these people. If they could move without those things, why couldn't you? So we phantom our training towards the aspect of the soldier believing in himself and his ability to move. So now, whether there's a tank or no tank, troops move. We have gone very light, move on foot, and especially the night. We have taken over the night, raids, ambushes. You know, those are things we're doing now. The tanks have been repaired, and one thing that this war has actually taught us is that there are a lot of things we could do on our own with our vehicles that initially we thought were unserviceable. Brigadier General Alaya was able to repair 20 Cobra APCs, strip them completely, bought new equipment, fixed them up, and all the 20 are busy working. Now, I just came back from the repair team area where we're fixing. If you see the magical things these guys are doing now, we get a completely burnt down vehicle, we repair it, fix it, and put it back on road. And it's doing. We have it's just unfortunate that you came in a bit late. We have one T-72. I'm just from there now that is fully ready. The ones at Malam Fatori are there. Then we have fixed over 25 main battle tanks, fighting series. There's about 7-8 of them that we're fixing now. So we're putting them back. So you can see that even the expertise of our troops have also increased over our repair teams. Now we can do so much. We don't have to rely on bringing foreign. Before now, they will have brought somebody from there, taking so many millions of dollars to do repairs. Now we can fix our things. We fabricate. And then some companies, like I saw your program the other day, some companies have also started producing MRAPs. So Proforce and all these ones are also doing. So I think we have is building our own military industrial base gradually.
Season, when the enemy usually appears stronger.
So yes.
Is it that deploying heavy equipment at that time was it slowing down the army?
Of course. During the wet season, again, it is flooded. There's a lot of floods everywhere. So moving heavy equipment was, in fact, you go there, MRAP.
We stopped that. We went into motorcycles, use of foot, basically. And that was because we gave us the advantage. And it took them by surprise because they thought that was the safest period for them to because they used that period to reorganize. Unfortunately, this time around, we took out a lot of them, and I think that was a very good thing that happened.
Now, still talking about equipment, the enemy likes to attack at night. What is the level of night fighting capability that the army has now that will ensure that when they attack at night, you are ready?
What we just did was that we just went back to basic surgery, which we were not doing, because basically we have tactics, field craft. Those are the things we do. Those things assist you in fighting at night. So we turned our training towards those field craft and minor tactics. So that enabled us to operate. So even when we don't have enough night visual goggles, we don't have basic equipment to work at night, Now the soldier on his own can move, lay ambush, prompt his ambush, and win the firefight. So that has given us that advantage. And then it has built the confidence of the soldiers now. What is going on now is every night soldiers go out. Every day, there is no night that we don't kill 10, 15 every night. Now that's what we do. So the troops go out each location. We know their crossing points because they will use that night period to go and build up. You know, unfortunately, when super camp came, one of the things that super camp did was that in the evenings, the troops go into the super camp. Then the militants, the terrorists get the time to move. So this time around, we moved them out. So now movement is 24. At night we move, daytime we move. The air company is always watching. Daytime we get there, at least they are taken out. At night, troops move on foot.
What would you describe as your most exciting moment as Delta Commander?
My objective was actually to recover all the Chibok girls. And last year we were able to recover 11 of them. We have taken them back to their family members. We were able to free almost 2,200 abducted individuals that nobody even knew about, you know, within the area. And then the peace now, you know, everywhere you go to, you know, you hear people telling you, thank you, God bless you, people are praying for you. I go on radio station because we try to sensitize the communities on what's going on. And when you go there, people call and just keep on praying for you and thanking you for the peace they are enjoying. And I think for me that is that's a great achievement, which we must enhance and try and follow through.
You have a new task. I was a commander of the infantry corps. How would that really be different from what you do currently?
The good thing is that now we're going to take what I have seen here that has been our challenges, and then take it back to the school. Because by the time we're going to become, the Nigerian Army School of Infantry is there with the commandant. We'll sit down and fine-tune the training so that it suits the kind of battle we fight here, bringing in these new ideas I've told you about. So you see an improved version all over the country since we have troops. I know the infantry makes up almost 65-70% of the army, and every officer or soldier in the military is infantry, basically. So that will now come in, and then you will see improved synergy, improved performance in the field.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
To take up a new responsibility. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The commander Operation Hadin K, that's Major General Chris Musa Jide. We noted something. Now we've changed our strategy, intelligence gathering.
Yes.
We're on the offensive now.
Yes.
Now we've taken the war to the terrorists.
Yes.
And we're getting results.
We've always demanded that we should not wait for the enemy to attack us. It was refreshing to hear from General Christopher Musa that we now even ambush the enemy. You know, that's significant. That is using the enemy's tactics against the enemy.
10 of them, 9
Every night. Kill 10, minimum of 10 every night, you know. That's why there is relative peace in the Northeast, especially Borno State now, because they've been denied the power to launch attack when they like. In the past, they could launch attack anytime. They could invade a military base and
Attack
take it
super
over.
camps.
Even super camps were
That's
being overrun.
I'm telling you.
Yes, you know, remember.
I was quite discouraged.
Remember the particular super camp that they overran? Then there was another military base beside it. They also overran that one. I think it was in Dikwa, where we have the humanitarian hub. They went to the humanitarian hub, picked up some people, and set it ablaze. You know, we didn't even know of that attack until Governor Zulum had to go and visit the place because they burned the palace. So it was that visit of Governor Zulum that enabled us to know that we lost the military bases in that town. That was how bad things were. But today, Boko Haram has lost the power to attack a military base, steal weapons. Now, how are they even stocking up weapons? They were taking those weapons from us. to the point that they were even stealing our MRAP. Today, they've lost that capacity because before they even move, stepping out, the intelligence gathering capability would expose them that, oh, they are somewhere. To Kanos will go and then serve them justice. If we don't want to use Tucano, we still have the MI-35P and the rest of them that can also serve instant justice. And as I said in 2017, the MI-35 does not know ethnicity, does not know religion. As long as you are the enemy of the Nigerian state, it serves its own peculiar brand of justice. You know? So I'm happy to see the progress that we are making. And in subsequent, that's the new commander of the Armored Corps of the Nigerian Army, Major General M.S. Ahmed. You know, he's just taking over Bauchi. That's Major General M.S. Ahmed, the new commander of the Nigerian Armored Corps, the elite Nigerian Armored Corps.
One in black.
Yes. You know, so these weapons now, these tanks, we are repairing them by ourselves. We are repairing them and redeploying them to battle.
Instead of waiting for the manufacturers.
Yes, that one, you see what you have on the ground, that is the gear of the Eagle main battle tank. We are repairing these things, our own engineers, led by the double medal winner, Major Narogo. That's Major Narogo, second from left. He won the Chief of Army Staff as well as the Chief of Defense Staff Award for the revitalization of our tanks. So the boys cannot threaten our soldiers the way they used to do. And as I was telling the general, I said, if there are no setbacks, we are not going to invent a setback and say, Army, no.
So we're talking about
we wanted the progress of the Army.
Yeah.
Some people didn't know that. They branded us the enemy. You know, but today the Army is doing well, and we are obligated to praise the Army.
We can't report the negative, right?
Yes, we cannot.
They are doing well now.
We have to say that they are doing well.
Say it.
And you know what I discovered? In this, look at engines. They are fixing them. The soldiers generally know that journalists hang out. We report the truth about them. And they were saying it that your objective, you speak the truth. It doesn't matter whether the truth is palatable to them. They know that is the truth. And now that they are doing well, we owe it as a duty to report
regularly
that they are
to tell
doing
Nigerians
well. Yes.
that, yes, we're almost winning.
Yes. You know there are tanks. You can't have all of this and then the enemy will still be harassing you. No.
Now, the situation by they said most of these things are grounded. Were grounded before.
Yes, a lot of them. This is the Panhard series made in France. This is the weapon that Boko Haram hates the most.
This gun truck.
This Recce armored vehicle, because it goes ahead of the bigger ones, and it doesn't make any noise. It just goes goes slowly. Before they know it, it's too close to them, and then it opens fire. So they dread it. They call this Kiriko. That's the name that Boko Haram nicknamed that Panhard light armored vehicle.
Light armored vehicle.
Yes. This is the BT series. Very fast, Chinese made. You can see all of these are serviceable. I made them to put them on and drive them in my presence. Those big main battle tanks, all of this, I made them to
that they are not just decorations.
Yes, I made them to move them in my presence. You will see in subsequent stories that we did.
This is heartwarming.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things going on behind the curtains that are not known to millions of Nigerians, unless we have investigative reports like this.
Yes.
You know, taking the time.
People are not reporting this. A lot of people don't know about this change in tide.
Yeah. So to learn that over 50,000 terrorists surrendered That's a landmark.
Actually, 84,000 now.
Yeah, that is a landmark. You know, a lot of progress, you know, being made.
Any rugged terrain.
Yeah.
And it has a shooting range. This main battle town, a shooting range of 2,200 meters. So you can engage the enemy from far. Away.
All that's the same.
Yeah. So I think it's quite impressive that efforts are being made to win this battle against terror. And even though a lot of Nigerians may not be aware, there are a lot of things going on behind the curtain that unless they are brought to the knowledge of Nigerians, it's very easy to condemn, you know, the Nigerian army. But from what we are seeing, having almost 80,000 people to surrender, I think a lot of energy, a lot of thinking, a lot of logistics must have been invested to achieve that kind of feat. So one can only commend the efforts of the commander. And now that he's going to handle the infantry, I think he actually deserves it. Well, that is his core area. Since he graduated in 1991. And this is not the first time he has handled very sensitive positions. He was in charge of 73 Battalion and also 78 Battalion in Niger Delta. And I think people spoke about the fact that he performed credibly well. So there's no doubt that he's one of the finest officers that Nigeria has ever produced. And I believe that for the deploy him to infantry is deliberate, because infantry is described as the queen of battle in army language. You know, they are to capture, destroy, and deter. You know, they are to hold the ground in any major...
Foot soldiers.
Yeah, foot soldiers. So it's one of the most important and most strategic sector in the Nigerian army. So I pray that God should preserve this kind of officer for us. I believe he still has a lot of role to play in the future of security in this country.
Jude, let's congratulate the Commander-in-Chief too for giving that enabling environment that he's been able to change the narrative.
For buying the weapons for the army.
If you remember, journalists sang out our edition 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We had edition that was so bad. Every day we talk about insecurity down the northeast.
But now we have no time. Some people will say, why are you always talking about insecurity in the northeast? Why won't we? When in a day they can kill 100 people. You want us to be quiet. That's not how we were trained. But today, those communities are not being attacked. Our people are safer. I cannot then come here and say, oh, they went to Goniri to kill 30 people when it didn't happen. It is only when it happens. Yes. Now that we have peace, we can focus on other areas.
Development.
You know? But you cannot, we can't, our people can't be losing their lives cheaply, and then you expect that we will not come here to talk about it. No, nobody. Nobody will stop us from talking about it. But now we're happy to report progress across the different sectors of the Nigerian military. And the current leadership of the military should be, should be congratulated for the progress that we've seen and the way they work together.
Yes.
I was talking about the Chief of Air Staff. The Chief of Air Staff is a senior to the Chief of Army Staff. In terms of the time they were enlisted into the
military.
Yet, he gives him his respect because the army is senior to the other armed forces by hierarchy. So he, as Chief of Air Staff, will not say because he's a senior in military school, he gives him that his respect, and they are working together. And we are seeing the evidence of them agreeing to work together. If they were working across purposes...
They gave the leadership to General Irabo. Yes. And that's the face of the military in Nigeria. And the man has been...
And he's doing very well. He's doing very well. He too used to be here at Operation Hadin K. He was theater commander, you know, so he too has the experience. The president made the right choices in picking these service chiefs, and they have shown that, look, they are good at what they are doing. Look at the Chief of Army Staff. He's a historian, you know, but he has put together a very good crop of soldiers to help him deliver the goods, and they are delivering it. He's not bothered about ethnicity, you know. They are delivering the goods, And that's what we want to see. That's what makes us happy. We will not come here and say, oh, they kill people as when they did not kill them. No, nobody does
Fabricating
that.
stories.
So
No.
we love our nation. We
That's
love
why
our
you have to
nation.
go extra mile.
Yeah.
Go
We take
to
risk. We take
Maiduguri.
risk to show that we love our nation. And that's
All
the
right.
way it should be.
We have to leave it there. Wale Ade, thank you for
Thank
this.
you very much.
And BKO, welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back. Days ahead. You want to